if you're a regular subscriber of my channel or you like my channel, then this is going to really hit home on many levels for you. Are you feeling backlash of some kind for being spiritual? Especially when you talk about it, right? Or even being too positive. Are you getting some backlash from other people? Or there are going to be some losses in that material world, possibly due to your spirituality. I'm going to share some of mine, and I'm going to tell you what to do about it so that you'll know you're not alone. And it's actually an amazing thing for you to do, is to pave the way for this new earth. And it isn't by going into density. And I'm going to talk to you about why you need to stay on this path, how amazing you are, and how wonderful it is for you to be on here doing your job. Your mission is clear. Let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through the fears and live an amazing life. Now, I have to share something with you because I did a Are You a Starseed video, and I don't like to name people, and I don't like to put us in categories. I think it's separation. It makes somebody more special than another, and everybody wants to be the Starseed, and I really don't give a crap, because all I know is we don't have all the answers. But it was sort of a fun thing to do, right? To say, hey, I have a lot of these symptoms, and maybe I'm not alone. There are other people that experience this, and I'm not so weird. So that's why I wanted to share that video, because I want you to know you aren't alone. Now, people that are uncomfortable with highly spiritual, when I say spiritual, if you're really in the higher frequency, you will never see anything as negative. You just won't. You'll experience it, you'll observe it, but you know that it has a purpose. And that's when I say negative, it's like, oh, this shouldn't be that way. Well, it is, because we've been given free will, and everyone's on a journey, and everything has purpose that we may not know about. The one doesn't make mistakes. There's no chaos in the universe. It appears so because humans create that. Now, I want to share something with you about that, because people that are uncomfortable with you being highly positive or always seeing the best in even the darkest situations and being the solution to that. So somebody said, that they basically disagreed with me but by being too positive, we need to take action. I said, well, you obviously haven't watched my videos, because 2022, as I've been saying for 8 months now, is the year of action. In other words, we can't just talk about it. So I totally agree with the, hopefully a subscriber who made that statement. I guess maybe you're new to the channel, and you're going to understand that I totally think that taking action is our purpose here now. We were expanding before. In other words, we're exploring that spirituality. What is it? Are we powerful? Can we talk about it? And the answer is yes. You won't get burned at the stake anymore. But you will see resistance from those who will try to invade that space of positivity and tell you that, well, that's great for you. You have an advantage, or oh, you're not being realistic, and then they'll call you names. Pollyanna's one I get most. I don't get it very often anymore, but Pollyanna, because they have to name it to make it bad. Right? They try to make you look silly, because if they said, hey, you're being too positive, that makes them look bad. Well, I don't care what you call me. Bottom line is, what advantage is there of seeing something in a negative space? Is there an advantage there? Because we know quantum physics has proven that the thoughts of the experimenters actually changed the results. So if I'm positive all the time, and I know that all this other stuff's going out, but I see something in it that we can rise above. I see something positive in it that I can be a solution for. I can be the caretaker, or be the giver, or be the teacher, or inspire somebody. I see the downside, if there's no real downside, but I see the issues on our planet as an opportunity for all of us to excel past it and be the positive influence within the quantum field will affect that. That's how I see things. So call me anything you want, but I will never stop seeing absolute amazing things happening out there. And that's why we came here. Now, you're going to feel loss. If you're single and you date, and people find out that you talk about some strange stuff, cray stuff, they're out of there, which is a good thing. And I'm going to tell you why. because you're not meeting on that frequency. And I'm not saying that you're on a high frequency and they're down there. They're just not ready to hear it yet. They haven't expanded. And maybe you might have opened a door for them. Maybe they'll think, you know what, that was a really cool guy or a really cool girl. And you know what? Okay, maybe that was sort of, they were talking about that. And they go exploring, maybe they go on the internet and they go, okay, this isn't crazy at all. I mean, scientists are talking about this and manifesting and, you know, frequencies and all that stuff. And NASA documents the Schumann resonance, which is the frequency of the planet. This is real stuff. Okay, maybe I'll call that person again. And then now you have somebody you're talking to. Now, all of a sudden, you're going to find out that some friends will disappear. You're going to have conflict. Because you're not meeting, and that's okay. You know, you don't want to battle these people or tell them they're wrong and they should watch videos. Somebody said, I used to get people say, watch Landria's videos. I said, no, you can send it to them. But, you know, imposing is still wanting to infringe on their free will. Introducing people to things is great. But people will want to, you know, tell you that you are totally out of it because there's horrible things going on the planet and you're not seeing it. And I'm asking them, where's your focus? Because my focus is, how do I change that in the most positive way without infringing? How do I change it? By being that light, by showing there is another way, by showing there's another reality that we can live. I don't live in that world. And somebody say, yes, because you're in the Pollyanna place. Yes. And guess what? My frequency affects that. And somebody somewhere might wake up and say, I don't want to rob anybody anymore. I don't want to be angry anymore. I don't want to, blame. They might, because if enough of us go into the higher space, that frequency changes them. Because we're one thing, we're one energy. So that one energy is felt by all. The plants, the experiments on plants. You can yell or scream or whatever, and or rock and roll music. Sorry for rock and roll people, but I'm from the Detroit area, so I love rock and roll. But there's proof that peaceful music, that's why meditation is so important. It does change the frequency. It does affect everything around you. You want your plants to flourish, your pets to flourish. You got to go into that space. So there is a price to pay, but for me, I'd rather have one absolute rockin' gorgeous outfit that I paid a fortune for, that I love every day and I feel amazing in, than 20 inexpensive outfits that I don't really love to wear. That's how I look at it, is there's going to be a price to pay. It's a higher price in some ways, but the result, the quality of the return is amazing, because you're going to absolutely feel wonderful about what you're doing. And then new people are going to show up in your life. It's no coincidence that I've moved here. All right, I switched my condos. I'm in my new place now. And all of a sudden, these people that I never would have talked to about this stuff, that didn't know that I'm online, I'm sure they've looked me up by now, but started to talk about spiritual stuff. I mean, even, apparitions, aliens. We went into these conversations and I thought, this is amazing. Some of my closest friends, we never talk about that stuff. It's sort of like, you don't want to go into that space, because I know, first of all, I'm going to get that look like, oh my God, get the net out. She's lost it. And I'm like, okay, so you know that you have those friends. You don't have to lose those friendships, but it would be wonderful. I know there's no buts on my channel, but I'm just introducing an alternative. It doesn't have to be either or. There's some amazing, beautiful people. I have some wonderful friends that just, they have some very strict ideas about religion and stuff. So we just don't discuss it. I still love them. They're beautiful and amazing. And then I have new friends coming in because I'm going into a different space now. And I want to be able to talk about it because it's fun and exciting, and it can be very lonely spiritually, right? And if you're on my channel, chances are pretty good you're here because I'm very positive and you like that. If you want to be negative and you think that I'm not negative enough, listen, I think there's definitely several million negative channels out there that will predict futures of why this is going to happen and this is going to happen, and that's all absolutely 100% false. Why? Because no prediction is in stone. That's a fact. We have free will. We can change anything. Otherwise, we wouldn't have come here. If our future was a negative one and we were going to hell in the handbasket, drink and smoke and do whatever you want. That's not the case. So I want you to know right now that you have full control over what you place in the quantum field. And if you want to go to that negative space and be realistic, your realistic space is not mine. My realistic space is people are exploring darkness. For whatever reason, it's contrast to whatever the light is. I don't have those answers because the source is so way beyond human comprehension. But I do know one thing. Everything is the one exploring every possible form of itself, and that we've come here, and because we are in dense human bodies, we got into a space where we weren't changing that behavior. That's why certain teachers and light beings and advanced beings, I talked about starseeds, that's all real stuff, have come here. They have a higher frequency, a DNA that's different, they function differently. Some of them are just here to have a higher frequency on the planet. They're just raising the frequency without doing anything. So some of you think you have to have a purpose or do stuff. If you are in a high frequency and you're working strictly on that, because even light beings here have to deal with being human, big challenges there, right? As long as you overcome them and you move past it and you understand that nothing is actually a problem, everything's potential for solutions, then you raise the frequency just by being here. That's how important you are. There's not like, oh, here's the light beings and the star seeds and then there's you. Shut your pie hole. I don't want to hear it, right? No, there's no differentiation between us. It's just frequencies and experiences. And so you may have been something cray-cray amazing and decided to come here and go to the lowest, darkest place to prove that you could pull out of it. We don't know, because all things are possible. Every possibility and probability exists, and that's one of them. So if you are feeling that you are paying some kind of a price, price in the material world with your life or anything, arguing with people. I hear this, the family arguments, and they don't understand me. I'm saying, no, you're not understanding. You're not understanding that it's okay if they don't want to believe what you do, and that you don't need to talk to them about it. If they ask you, by all means. But if they don't want to talk about it, we as spiritual people, truly awakened people, we are not here to change anybody. We're here to change our own frequency to whatever level we can and to be of service to others. And so be there to offer. And if they say no, that's fine. And you don't have to push that. So as a spiritual person, I highly recommend you back off. And if somebody starts calling you names and you're so positive, you're unrealistic, do you know what's going on? They say, yes, I do. That's why I'm here. And that's why I am projecting a totally high frequency at every moment that I can, and every thought that you have is changing things. It counts. It's quantum field. So I'm going to ask any of you who say that the spiritual people out there are not being realistic, where are you getting that information from? How would you know? You must be looking at something negative. Yeah. What is that? Misinformation. 100%. 100%. There is no one piece of information on any media that could be 100% accurate, because it is totally programmed. And there are too many influences that want to influence us. And if you're watching it, that's why you might want to stay in negativity and say that's realistic. You may be programmed, so you may want to think about that. Maybe that's something that's happening to you. You're thinking, wow, okay, maybe that keeps me down here into this low frequency, that the world is not a good place. It is an amazing place. The only thing that's going on right now is our choices. And if you and I made every moment count, and every thoughtful moment as a high frequency, kind words, compassion for others, not seeing the destruction and evilness, but seeing an opportunity for us to change everything, and that through this, how can I be of service to this so that this never has to happen again? And that's the action. So 2022, year of action. So stay with me, because I'm going to get you through this. I'm going to keep reminding you why you're here, what you have to do. I told you, fasten your seatbelt, but I told you to tighten it, because we're going to go on many, many more changes. But you're going to be on a higher frequency, and as a higher frequency awakened being, you're going to realize, whoa, this is it. This is why I came here. Not, oh, it's happening. How can I be awakened when this is happening? It's like, no, that's why you're awakened. Is so that that's not going to be an issue anymore. It's like, okay, change. This has to dissolve. This has to collapse. These lower frequency personalities are going to battle like crazy, because if they're still vying for power, guess what they're going to do? As soon as they start losing it, they're going to do more and more and more to try and control us. And it's impossible. Nobody can control you. The material world is not you, and that is not the final say. And you absolutely are beautiful and amazing, and it doesn't stop here. So your choices within the challenges will determine how that changes our entire planet. So get ready for the challenges. They're not going to go away. So quit saying it's a problem. It's not. It is our turning point. And so, as a spiritual person who thinks of everything in a positive mindset, I'm going to tell you right now, this is the challenge that we came here for. Who am I during it? Have you been complaining through these last couple of years, this and that, or have you been saying, wow, okay, this is the biggest test of all, is when we start to lose all the things that are most important to us, our health and our freedom, our relationships, our families, right? How do we overcome that? There are many ways. There is another way. In fact, there's unlimited ways. It's up to you to find them. This is an amazing opportunity for you. And when you go into that space, you'll realize, oh, this is amazing, because you can't know that love and that beauty unless you've seen darkness to know the contrast. A fish doesn't know what the color blue is. Everything's blue. So unless it sees red or yellow or whatever, it won't know that, oh, this is blue. I'm in blue. I didn't know there was something else. That's what we're experiencing. Be okay. Call me Pollyanna all you want. Yes. Because guess what? My world is changing. That quantum particle, wave, it's all transforming into something according to my beliefs. And my belief is absolutely every single thing, person, seen and unseen, is the one power of the universes, multiverses. It's the light of unconditional love beyond human comprehension. And everything that it is exploring, including its own unconsciousness, is a source of light and love. That means everything we do allows us to go back to that, but to know everything that it doesn't originate from. We're going to go back to singularity. But once we go there, you're going to get bored out of your brains. You're saying, okay, let's try something else. Maybe not as challenging as planet Earth, but we mastered it. Look at what we did. And then heaven on earth is going to be so much more amazing, because you're going to go, oh, wow, remember when we were polluting things and animals were suffering and people were, suffering and homeless. And remember that? Look at what we did. You're going to really love it. And I thank you so much for being here. You are amazing, because every person on this planet agreed to participate in this. And if you think no, then you're going to be a victim. And you're not a victim, honey. Hey, go down into Manifest Anything. It's free. I take you through tapping into your power. I take you through breaking through your fears. And then we activate our magic. It is completely free. Every 4 days you get a video and practices from me. Go do it. And if you want to take it further, I've got a Miracle Circle membership that's less than $30, an entire month. We get together, we create light, we send it out. Is that such a terrible thing? I don't think so. All right, you guys, anybody who wants to create an online business, I promote the heck out of this. We are changing the world. We are going online. That's another thing. I don't have to go get a job. Guess what? I've got an entire career reaching the planet online with everything that I believe is positive for us, that's not going to damage our planet. You can create that. These are free videos. Check it out. If it's not for you, shut your pie hole. So go down and Manifest Anything. Please subscribe, share my videos, because I want positive out there everywhere to let people know it is a choice. It is a choice. Reality is whatever you create. That is a fact. Even a scientist who doesn't believe in God will tell you that's true. All right? And they don't even know even a fraction of what is available to us right now. Amazing things are happening in 2022. Get ready for them. And whoever has called me Pollyanna and had a problem with me being too positive, I send you light and love. Come on over. We can change that thinking if you want, because you can actually transform the world and you'll see it differently and contribute to a higher frequency. And if not, I love you anyways, because you and I, we're the same energy, just expressing different experiences, adventures. What an adventure. Woo-wee! You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.